Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to use what I call the Polygon sum formula. Okay, and it's written down here, total degrees equals n minus 2 times 180. Well, let me explain to you what that really represents. Okay, we've been doing a lot of things this year that deal with fairly simple shapes. For example, a triangle. If I were to take angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3 and add those together, we already know the sum of that is going to be 180 degrees. We've done that a lot. Now this formula is just a way of formalizing this, of putting it into a set way to calculate it every time, no matter what the shape is. Okay, this works for what we call polygons, and a triangle is a type of polygon. Now n in this formula stands for number of sides, or number of angles if you want to look at it that way. If you look at a triangle has 3 sides, and this formula says I always subtract 2, and then I take that number times 180. And in this case, 3 minus 2 gives me 1 times 180, which is, well, 180. That's exactly what we've always known it to be. Now, you wouldn't use this formula for a triangle. It would be pointless. You already know that. You probably already know quadrilaterals as well. But we're going to use it for things with more sides than you are used to seeing. So if I took a look at this quadrilateral, many of you already know what this is, but if I were to add together all 3 angles, whoops, bad handwriting, add together all 3 angles, I'm going to get 360 degrees. Now, if you didn't know that, take a look at our formula. There's 4 sides, 4 minus 2 times 180, and the total amount of degrees within the interior angles of this quadrilateral would be 2 times 180, which is 360. So it's a way of figuring this out. Now let's look at a more complicated example you wouldn't know off the top of your head necessarily. This one down here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 sides, so we call that a hexagon. Okay? And in this hexagon, if I were to add together all of these angles, and just look at how big they are, if I look at all those angles added together, I'm going to get quite a bit more than 360 degrees. Let's find out what it would be. So if I take n minus 2, well, I have 6 sides, 6 minus 2 times 180, I'm going to get 4 times 180. And that's going to be essentially twice as big as the quadrilateral. That's going to be 720 degrees. Okay, and that's a fairly big number. And as you get bigger things like an octagon or a decagon, you're going to have really large values down here for the total. But what we can do is we can use that total to find some other things out, like how big one angle is if they all happen to be equal amounts. Okay, so there's ways to use this down the road. So what I just want you to get out of this video is how to set up the basic structure for any polygon.